Start the recording. So welcome everybody to Yoni Healing and Empowerment. My intention for the class today is to educate everybody on the different aspects of their yoni, which yoni means sacred space, and it refers to all of our organs. And if you can all just take a moment to mute yourselves, because I started the recording. Thank you so much. And I'm just gonna review, I actually, just to make it a little easier for me, if you all want to mention in regards to your yoni, your vagina, your uterus, your ovaries, your female anatomy, if there's any questions that you have that you want me to answer for this class. I have my own intention of why I wanted to give this class, because a lot of us are disconnected from the energy of our vagina. Some of us don't even know our anatomy. And so I brought Virginia today. This is Virginia. She's gonna give us some explanation of our anatomy. But I don't wanna assume that you all don't know certain things, so I just was curious in regards to your vagina, to your uterus, to your ovaries, to your sexual health, as far as your menstrual cycle, your anatomy, also your history. If you feel that you've had any type of sexual trauma, this is pretty much a place where we're going to be talking about womb healing, yoni healing, vagina healing. And some of us that I've been working with in the Wild Woman of Abundance are having a hard time just even connecting with their vagina, because they've related their vagina to their partner. And so it's really interesting how sometimes we think sex is something we only do with our partner. And I know for me, being raised Catholic, that was all I thought my vagina, I associated to my ex-husband, and I was with him for 20 years. So after my divorce, I was like, what's her role in my life, And so I learned how to masturbate, how to pleasure myself. But that word masturbate was such a dirty word in my psyche, the way that I was raised. And so I love sensual pleasure experience. And today the word masturbation doesn't have that connotation of evil or dirty or sinful that I was raised pretty much never touched myself till I was like 37 years old, because I thought I was committing a sin. For some reason, touching myself was not something that was acceptable. The way that I was raised, the beliefs that I was surrounded, and it wasn't something my mother ever told me, but it was just like this unspoken sense of dirty, you don't touch yourself, or touching yourself might be associated with pornography or something like that if it's by yourself. And so I wonder, as I just shared, if anybody has anything that came up for them, that if you are struggling with just feeling more freedom in your sexuality, or freedom to explore your body shamelessly and guiltlessly, you can write in the comments right now. And if there's any questions, and some of you did send me questions, and what I realize right now is that I would have to go into my phone to look at the questions while I'm on Zoom. So if anybody has any pressing questions that sent me questions, please, can you resubmit the questions, but put it on the comments, which I think it'll be great for everyone to see the questions also. And to just reflect when it comes to your vagina, how do you feel in general about your vagina? For some of my clients, because I work a lot with sexual healing and sexual trauma, that a lot of women have recurrent infections, for example. I've worked with clients that have had for years recurring yeast infections, recurring bladder infections. And it's amazing because I've heard so many different stories of how our emotions affect our vagina and how our diet affects our vagina. And so I am going to share with you a little bit about our vaginal flora, how the more we eat sugar, our food is high in sugar, our vagina fluids become more acidic. And so basically we're not creating the ideal environment for us to be able to have a healthy flora down there. And there's bacteria everywhere. Our bodies are so much housing bacteria that a high sugar diet doesn't create the most optimal immunity and pH for our liquids to be fighting all bacteria. So that's really important for a woman that wants to have a healthy vagina. Hi, Brahmania.
Hi.
I'm talking about low sugar is great for your vagina, and just not like overindulging in high sugar foods, or especially like high fructose corn syrup. When we put fake food into our body, which is not really real, the body doesn't react the best. So sometimes women are like, why do I keep getting yeast infections? Why do I? But sometimes just changing your diet and having a more natural diet. So as much food that is in its original form, those are really the greatest foods for our vagina and our vagina health. So less soda, less dyes in the food, more just natural food. And then the other one is your stress levels. So if you take a moment right now and just ask yourself, on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 is the highest stress level you could have. 0 would be, I'm on vacation all the time, I feel like I'm peaceful. How much stress do you feel you have right now? If you could generalize your stress levels, and if you could comment on the comments, what would you say your general stress level is? Just like if you could average, do you feel like you're a 7, 8, or 9, or 10? And so if you do feel chronically stressed out, that's going to affect your vagina also. And that's really important for us, therefore, our vagina health, to meditate, journal, do some yoga, exercise, drink lots of water. Yeah, thank you for stress levels. I always feel I have to tense up to orgasm, Stephanie. Okay, since I've never orgasmed, I realize that is not how to get there now. Now I tense up all the time. I have the clenched jaw. Don't realize I'm doing it. Yes, so in the next series of the Wow Woman of Abundance, which is going to start June 23rd, we're going to be diving deeper into our sexuality and expanding our sexual energy in that series. And so we'll be covering more of that. Tamika, yes. And so in regards to your pelvic floor strength, if you can comment, what do you feel your pelvic floor strength is? Do you feel she's strong? So we just shared our stress levels, which if you have above a 7, usually that's going to also affect the acidity of your vagina. So the more stressed out you are, the more acidic you are. And what we want is we want to be more alkaline. Being more alkaline in general, that means meditation. You meditate, you're more relaxed. You journal, you get good sleep. Those are the types of things that make your body more peaceful, more relaxed. They lower your cortisol, and you're going to be at more of an advantage in general. And so what we can do is we can be the witness of all the stress rather than being in the stress. And so this is what meditation teaches us, and this is a big part of the Well Woman of Abundance, is committing to meditating every day. An hour a day is the best. And if you can't do that, at least 30 minutes. So when we meditate, we're quieting our mind, and we're not analyzing, we're not judging, we're not criticizing, we're not worrying. So we get a vacation from all those thoughts, those restless thoughts. And that's why meditation is so important. And you can have a pleasure meditation, which is what I'm going to share with you today. We're going to do an exploration of our vaginal energy and the sexual energy and the Yoni energy, the womb energy, because some of us are holding tension in our uterus and our ovaries, and some of us have menstrual cycles, or maybe we're going through menopause, that we are tense in our uterus, some of us, and we don't even know it. So this is what I would love for our Yoni healing means, to feel whole and complete in our Yoni. And Yoni is uterus, ovaries, vagina, vulva, clitoris, all the female sexual organs. That means Yoni, and it means sacred space. So if you take a moment, another question, when you think about your uterus, we're going to put our hand on our uterus right now. It's just going down to your lower belly. Let's take a deep breath down here to our uterus. And we're going to breathe and expand awareness. Deep breath in. All the way down to your ovaries, your uterus, and your bladder's right there also. And maybe some of us have fibroids. Maybe some of us have endometriosis. Maybe we have some painful menstrual cramps. So notice as you put your hands here, what are the emotions that come up for me when I think about my uterus, my ovaries, your whole life cycle of every single month, having your period? What emotions does that bring for you? So we're going to investigate and notice, what's my history, my period, my menses? When I think about it, what are the different emotions that I associate with this part of my body? My lower abdomen, my uterus, my ovaries. Some of us are moms here. Maybe we've had abortions or miscarriages. So what are the emotions that I'm carrying down here? And then exhale, closing your eyes and allowing yourself to reflect on what are those emotions. And you can breathe in, exhale, inhale, exhale. Has this part of my body brought me pain? And you can stroke your lower abdomen, creating circles here. When I think about this part of my body, has it hurt me? Has it been challenging for me in my life? Inhale, inhale, inhale. Taking a moment to notice and be the witness of what are the sensations. You are the witness, you are the observer of all the sensations. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale. And do I feel hurt? Do I feel sad? How do I feel about this part of my body? Am I angry at it? Just being the witness of how that feels for you. Do I judge this part of my body? Or do I feel that it's strong, this part of my body? Do I wish it were different, or am I happy with how it is? Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhaling. Does it feel relaxed or does it feel tense? And you're going to ask your uterus, you're going to ask your ovaries, how can I love you more? How can I support you more? Just be open, see what your body wisdom has to share with you. Am I holding any emotions here? In my uterus, in my ovaries, with your hands over your uterus and your ovaries, your lower abdomen. And if there are any emotions like shame or guilt, you can deep breath in, exhale, process them with your sounds. And you could say, I am open to feeling more expansive, energized, in the flow in this part of my body. And I love that I have my hands over my uterus right now. I love that I'm loving on myself right now. And I love that I am a woman. I love that I am a feminine embodied goddess. I love whatever else you want to love on yourself. Take this moment right now. Your hands are on your uterus, your ovaries. I love that I'm feeling. I love that I'm kind. I love that I'm making time right now to connect to myself. Keeping your eyes closed, we're going to take that energy and we're going to stroke down into our vagina, to the front, your crotch area. So you're going to go down and swirl around your vulva. So your outer vagina is your vulva. So you're petting your vulva area from the outside, just for the purpose of this class. It's a general, you're learning when you're in the privacy, or you can also get naked right now and get some oil. You can do this also, of course, it's your session. And so what I'm doing here is just showing you how after you connected to your uterus, your womb, then you can go down to your vagina and just start to circle and integrate your whole Yoni area. This is it right here. So it's all of this, your vulva, your uterus, your ovaries, your vagina. Internally is your vagina, your cervix. So this is what we do on the outside. And so you're just touching all of it, integrating all of it, and saying, I am whole, I am complete. Because remember, when we have trauma, we feel disconnected, we separate. And so you can do this of just touching yourself, connecting to yourself, and I am integrated, I am whole, I am complete. And so this begins to increase your ability to feel whole and complete. Your brain is firing these neurons of connection. So this is very healthy for us to touch ourselves, and touch ourselves in a rhythmical way where we are feeling integrated with ourselves. And so this is a practice of sensual touch, nurturing touch, which is stimulating your brain and secreting neurochemicals of love. And so you start to have this love association to your vagina, to your uterus, to your ovaries. And sometimes we don't feel we are loving there. We don't feel sometimes that we are clear and nurturing. So this is a way of starting the reconnection. And then we can just rest our hands there in our crotch area or our yoni and breathe down into our anal and vagina area. So now we're breathing down. Before we were breathing into the uterus, now we're breathing down. And now what I'm doing is squeezing and relaxing my pelvic floor. So I'm doing this between my pubic bone and tailbone. I'm squeezing and relaxing the pelvic floor. And these are hammock-shaped muscles that are in between our pubic bone and our tailbone. We have this hammock. It's my hand. I'm just showing you a fake pelvic floor. So when we squeeze it, we're squeezing it, and it's actually causing the anal area, the vagina area on the bottom to get smaller, and we're also increasing blood flow. So this is a great way to help blood flow to your uterus, your ovaries, your vagina, and it helps you feel more stable. And the pelvic floor affects your low back. So if anybody gets low back pain, a strong pelvic floor, a base that is strong, is going to help to create more stability for your whole pelvic area. And so let's do this now. We're going to squeeze and relax, squeeze and relax. Your hands are over your, you could even like sit on your hand, and then the other one over your uterus, and squeeze and relax, squeeze and relax, squeeze and relax. I'm doing this, squeezing and relaxing the pelvic floor between the pubic bone and tailbone. And just let's continue to do that for 5 breaths. So inhale, Squeeze and relax, squeeze and relax. Constant contract, relax, contract, relax. Closed eyes, feeling how the contractions feel. Are they strong? Is it hard for me to even notice what I'm doing? Or do I feel it? Can I feel these pulsations? 2 more breaths. And then you can move your hand away and just rest your hands. And notice, just relax now. How does it feel down here? Do I feel more energized? Squeezing and relaxing my pelvic floor, did that energize me? Or is it bringing up stuff for me? Do I not have control over this part? Did that feel easy for me? So just noticing, what is my connection to my pelvic floor? So we're taking an assessment of our Yoni-verse. We connected to our uterus in the beginning of this class. We were touching and caressing the ovaries, the uterus, and then we went down to the vagina, the outer, the vulva is the outside, vagina is the inside canal. And then we were just caressing and integrating. And so now what we're going to do is we're just going to stroke our thighs up and down like this. This is all you're doing. It's very simple. So for Yoni healing, we want to assess what is the sensations of my inner thighs. Our inner thighs, if you think about it, this is a part of the body that a lot of us hold a lot of tension. Sometimes we sit, in chairs for many hours and we don't ever open our legs. And so you can open your legs right now, and all you're going to do is stroke your inner thighs. And this part of the body has to do with the root chakra, which is all about feeling safe and supported. So as you touch here, notice, how do my inner thighs feel? Do they feel relaxed? Are they guarded? Am I holding emotions? Does this make me feel vulnerable to open up my legs? How does it feel for me to open up my legs? I worked with a client who, she was like 68 years old, and when she was 17, her first sexual experience was very, very, very traumatic for her. And she only was with a few people her whole life. And she was holding memories here of that teenager. He entered her way too fast, and she felt terrible. She didn't want to say anything. And it's like she froze for years. And she was able to have an orgasm at 68 years old after working with me. It's just amazing how we hold memories and we ignore this part of our body so much. So take one thigh and you're just going to caress up and down one thigh. And say, I am a wild woman of abundance and I love that I am open. I am a wild woman of abundance and I love that I'm open. And so opening your legs is a way of opening your creativity and opening to your emotions flowing more easily. And it's also a way of moving more and opening more your sexual energy, expanding the flow of your emotions, sexual energy, creativity. All of these are in this part of the body and feeling safe and supported. And so you can go to the other thigh now and just stroking up and down. And we're just getting used to this position of openness at our root chakra and our sacral chakra. You can sit or you can just lay down and open up your legs and massage yourself laying down. This is your experience. I'm just showing you to give you an idea of what I'm intending for us to do. And you can also, if you're single and you want to be in a relationship, ask yourself, how open am I to inviting a partner to share my body with? Not just here, but everything. So you can ask yourself, do I really feel open, energetically, emotionally? Am I really ready? And so these type of exercises prepare us to be more open and attract open people, people that are open to receive. the awesomeness that we are, because we're receiving the awesomeness that we are. And so you can now feel grateful of all the wonderful self-massage that you've been doing in this class. Deep breath in for the past 10 minutes or so. And you can say, I am a wow woman of abundance, and I love that I'm open to receiving more pleasure in my life. I am a wild woman of abundance, and I love that I'm open to receiving more pleasure in my life. Beautiful. And now what we're going to do is we're going to stroke up the center and around our hearts and back down. Stroking up and around and down. Stroking up and around and down. And you're going to take a moment to just ask yourself, now how does my yoni feel? How do I feel now about my vagina, my vulva, my uterus, my ovaries, my cervix, my womb? Am I holding any emotions here or memories, resentments, hurts, bitterness, anger, frustration from the past? You're just asking yourself right now. Have I closed down this part of my body, or am I open? Am I really open energetically, emotionally, physically? Notice what arises. And do I feel this part of my body is strong? And so what we're going to do now is we're going to squeeze and hold. Keep your pelvic floor, your perineum strong, held tight, and you're going to do this. Raising your energy, your breath towards your top of your head, the crown, and hold it. So I'm going to repeat this, okay? So you're going to squeeze and hold your pelvic floor muscles very strong, and then you're going to do this right here. So inhale, inhale, inhale. Hold it for as long as you can. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Hold it, hold it. And then exhale. Squeeze and hold, strong pelvic floor, strong foundation. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Hold it, hold it, hold it. You're creating your own resistance, and then you're expanding through your own resistance. This is a very empowering, energizing exercise. Let's do that again. Squeeze and hold, very strong pelvic floor. Sniff, 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 sniff. And hold it, hold it, hold it. Strong, toned, empowered, clear, uplifted. Let's do this 3 more times, okay? Squeeze and hold, strong pelvic floor, tight, contracted. Inhale, 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 expand, expand, expand. Feel your breath, your energy expanding upwards. Hold it for as long as you can. And then exhale. And so if you feel that these muscles are weak, you can get some oil right now. If you want to go get some coconut oil and put your finger inside your vagina. If you have a very weak vagina, pelvic floor, because someone wrote that they feel that it's weak, 2 fingers makes the muscle expand more. So if you want to know, is my pelvic floor strong? And right now there's no video on, so if you want to get naked, you can right now, and assess, do I squeeze my pelvic floor by putting your finger inside your vagina? And so 1 finger is going to be more difficult to squeeze the muscle if it's weak. So you can put 2 fingers and that will actually make it easier to squeeze. Okay? So if you want to assess right now, go ahead and get some oil and you can massage yourself and assess, how do I feel squeezing my finger or my fingers, 2 fingers. And so the vagina is a muscle, and here's my little pelvic model. So here's your uterus and your ovaries. I'm going to show everybody, I took them out. The pear-shaped uterus, and then we have our fallopian tubes and our ovaries, 1 ovary here, 1 ovary here. And it's really cool because we're born with like 460 eggs, and half and half, you know, half on one side, half on the other side. And every month an egg is released, but you're born with the number of eggs, and then every month you release it. So men, they make sperm every day. We are born with the same eggs and we have them our whole life. However, we give one away every month to nature, right? And so your vagina is this long muscle, tube-shaped, that the opening of your vagina, of course, is in your pelvic floor, okay? And so when you put your finger all the way in, you can feel the tip of your cervix where your uterus starts, all the way at the end. And so that's where this is. So if I put my finger inside, there's a little lip all the way at the end. That's where my uterus begins. That's the cervix. And that's where the sperm have to cross that little barrier and swim up to meet the egg. And it's such a miracle to have a baby. So amazing. And so what happens, I want to talk about the muscle here, the vagina. If we have had sex and we did not want to have sex with that person, if we were violated, which 1 out of every 3 women in the United States have had some type of sexual trauma. So there's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, including myself, women in this call. Most likely there's 3 women at least that have had some type of sexual trauma. And if you have, you can text me privately. I'd love to know who has had any type of sexual trauma. I have, you know, but my first sexual experience was traumatic. So I'm one of the women in this group that most likely this conversation is a good one to have, that I want you to know that these muscles, when we have sex with someone that we're not aligned with, sometimes we say yes for whatever different reasons, right? It's amazing how your body, it's so wise that it knows if something's good for you or not, or someone. And like if you judge yourself doing that, or something sexually doing that, then you will hold tension in these muscles. And so this is coming up for me to share with you all. One of the most beautiful things you could do for yourself. And so 3 people just texted me, so that there's 4 women at least in this group. So this is worthy of talking about, where massaging your lips and just doing on the outside of your vagina, like a little kitty cat, you know, taking time to massage your labias, and then eventually going inside, assessing the vagina walls. If these walls could talk, you know, this is so healing to do. This is Yoni massage, where you're literally massaging your walls of your vagina. And so you can rotate your finger and feel, how do my walls feel? Do they feel contracted, tense, relaxed? So there's 5 women in this call right now, and this is the 4th woman texting. I see it. So many of us in this group, 6 women. Okay, I just got a text. In this call, in this group, there's 6 women. Wait a minute, so then it would be 7, including myself. Wow, okay, so 7 out of 11. This is why I felt I needed to, oh wow, okay, 8. I love you all. I feel like crying now. This is why I have to talk about this and do these classes. You see, it's like, who else is gonna tell us this? And so when we have trauma happen to us, we hold it in our body for years and we don't go in here. We don't. So then what happens? You start to say, you know what? I don't like sex, or I don't want to. We feel awkward, if we feel like when we orgasm, sometimes we cry or we have a hard time relaxing to orgasm. Yeah, if you've had trauma, of course you're going to have a hard time. So what I'm doing this for right now is I want you to I would love it if you would love to spend more time massaging the walls of your vagina, massaging the walls, and listen to her and tell her, I love you. And that was our past. This is what happened to us in the past. And so the strokes can just be, I'm going to just take this off. You can stroke little circles like that on the walls. Circular is very, very relaxing for the muscles. And then while you do that, you're going to, so I just recommend everybody whip out some coconut oil. Let's just do this right now. You may as well. Who knows when you're going to do it again, right? Go pee if you feel like you need to go pee. And I'm just going to keep at this here. And we create this intention that I am not my past. That happened to me in the past, but I do not have to live contracted. That is not my nature to live contracted. I love you, body. We're safe. So I like to say I am safe and supported. I am safe and supported. And massage yourself. It's like you're painting a new color of lightness, ease, and flow. And like every time I take a shower, I literally put my finger inside my vagina and I do this. It's like I check out how's she feeling in the shower when I'm doing this. And then I act like I'm washing my little vagina walls and I just say, I love you. I love you. I breathe. So that's something I do. And I'm just going to look at the chat here. Keep massaging yourself. So I'm just going to read here. So I've had sexual trauma too. I have, you know that already, love you. Yes, I have. I've been raped 2 times and I was molested at the age of 8. And then me too, so that's 6, 7, 8. It's always hard to relax even though I want to have sex. It occurs to me as icky at times, like why spend the time or do I deserve it? And will I enjoy this? Yeah, so massage it right now if you can and confront those feelings. Let those feelings come up, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Deep breath in. And this is the part where, can you imagine if you feel it's icky to touch yourself? Remember in quantum physics and like everything that I talk about with Joe Dispenza and the laws of attraction. So if you think your vagina is icky or you feel that she feels tense and contracted, we're gonna attract what we are. So this is another reason why it's important to release. And remember, you can work with me, okay? We can do Yoni healing work over the phone, or we can do Yoni healing work one-on-one privately here at my place in Key Biscayne. This is part of the work that I do. So don't think that just this class is all you have as a resource, okay? You can overcome this. This is one of my specialties. And so going back to this is it's really important for us to notice those icky feelings, okay? Remember, it's just the past emotions coming up. It doesn't mean you're gonna feel like that your whole life. Nothing is permanent, okay? You're a creator, a conscious creator, an amazing, powerful goddess. And so as you're touching yourself, you're just gonna say, I love you, I hear you. Okay, that's how you're feeling. And that's it. You don't have to say, why am I feeling that way? Or judge yourself. Just what if you could be the witness of what you're feeling? So you can connect to what you're feeling, feel what you're feeling, and then use your sounds. So that ickiness, what does it sound like? So make your sounds, express it. This is so healing for us. And some of us, we may not even want to touch ourselves. So you could just put your hand over your vagina and feel those feelings that I don't even want to touch myself. I don't even want to go there. So feel what that feels like. Be with it and breathe and flow it. That's the first step for intimacy. Our trust issues associated with being vulnerable through sex and that not being reciprocated through love from a partner. Yes, 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 it is. So if you think about it, there has been trust broken here for whatever reason, right? So then us touching ourselves is a way of regaining that trust that we are safe. It's really important for us to get that trust back with ourselves, especially if your uncle, the babysitter, somebody mistreated you. You getting back because what happens is sometimes we feel we can't trust ourselves because someone took advantage of us. So we weren't there for us. We didn't protect ourselves. We didn't act on that. So like with me, I was 14 years old and I froze. I just let him do whatever he wanted and I didn't stick up for myself. I wasn't loyal to myself. I just froze. And so I didn't trust myself after that. I lost trust with myself. So this is a way of regaining trust, especially with that part of the body that was traumatized. Some of us have had anal sex violation. So massage your anal area too, not just vagina violation. There's many different types of violation. I also had a friend who her friend's father would play this game and he would somehow he would actually put his penis in her mouth and she would get triggered and she would give oral sex. So we talked about this doing massage and her just forgiving herself. She didn't do anything wrong, but she was so hard on herself about it. She was so ashamed because she said she knew something was wrong, but she didn't do anything about it. She just kept going with the game. But inside of her, that didn't feel right. So she lost trust with herself and with men and with father figures, adult. She just never felt safe. So yes, these things affect us. And that's why Yoni massage, I'm going to send everybody Yoni massage audio after this. You can have your boyfriend listen to that with you and literally follow the steps. And you can listen to it by yourself and do Yoni massage by yourself and go through that process of Yoni massage. I'm recognizing that connection, Ho'oponopono prayer, yes. So we could say, I love you. I love you, vagina. Thank you for that. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. We could say, I love that I'm healing now. I love that I'm reconnecting now. I love that I am open to feeling more pleasure now. I am so grateful that I am here now. And this is all we have is this present moment. And you do not have to live your life in the past. So this practice is creating new triumphant experiences. New experience where you're thriving in love, rising in love. And that's what we need to do is to, if we want to heal, right? It makes sense for us to reinforce a new behavior, a new relationship. You don't need anything, you're whole and complete. But if you want to exercise the brain muscles of pleasure and have more pleasure in your vagina and your sexuality, you can definitely do more positive experiences of touch. And then stimulating your G-spot, which is It's about 2 centimeters. It's the second joint. So when you go on the roof of your vagina, there's this little rough corrugated area. That's your G-spot. It's right behind your pubic bone on the upper part. So when you go in past the pubis bone and right above, that's where the G-spot is. It's rough. You could feel it. I think they even make it here. It's corrugated. See how it's corrugated? It's like the pit of a peach. And it feels different up there. So that's a pleasure spot. That's where your prostate is, your female prostate, and it swells up and it creates these liquids of pleasure. And so you can do this windshield wiper on the upper roof and just notice, is that my G-spot? Do I feel my G-spot? And we can talk more about this after if you want to really learn how to find it, okay? I kind of veered in the Yoni class. So let's just start to close this Yoni healing with, I love you, Yoni. I love you, Uterus. I love you, Ovaries. I love you, Vagina. Taking a deep breath in. Exhaling, and asking your body, how did you like that? I love you so much. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And asking yourself, how can I love you more? How can I support you more to continue on this path of opening up? And remember, this is one of my specialties, everyone. You can always schedule a session with me and we can go deeper into your specific goals and needs and wants. Asking yourself, what else would I like to learn? And then breathe. And if there's any shame or guilt or blame, just let go of that. What did I learn from that? How can I grow from that? What did it teach me to have trauma? What will I do differently now? Inhale, inhale, inhale. We're going to bring one hand over the heart, one hand over your yoni. And we're going to breathe heart to heart. Your yoni, heart, and your heart. So you're going to breathe into your heart and then share that love down to your vagina. And then exhale back up to your heart. And so you're creating this circle of love between your heart and your vagina. So you're going to say, I love that I am open to loving my yoni even more. I love that I'm open to loving my yoni even more. I love that I am open to loving my yoni even more. And it could be my vagina even more, my cervix even more. Some of us don't like our lips. Some of us don't like our smell. Some of us don't like how we feel. So you can say, I give myself permission to love myself more, my yoni more. I give myself permission to love my yoni more. Or you can also do, I am free to love my yoni more. So these are different words you can use. I'm free to love my yoni more. I give myself permission to love my yoni more. I am open to loving my yoni more. And I love that I am loving my yoni more. And so you can repeat those type of words instead of just saying, I love my yoni more, or I am loving my yoni. For some of us, it's too much. It's too like, I'm not there. It feels like a lie. So these preparatory words, I give myself permission to, I'm open to, I'm free to, those make it more acceptable to change that belief. And you can write those affirmations on paper, and then you can record your voice repeating them. And that's so powerful. That's what we've been doing in the Well Woman of Abundance. And it really works because basically every time you're saying something new, you're creating these synapses in your brain to support this new belief. And pretty much all of us have been programmed to believe whatever it is that we believe. But the thing is, the beliefs create how you feel. So your beliefs make you feel the way you feel. And so the feeling is what attracts. How you feel is how you attract. So if somebody says, oh, I really want to meet someone, I want to be in a great relationship with a guy, and then I say to her, well, do you have your self-pleasure practice? And she's like, oh no, I don't like to touch my vagina. Ew, I want him to do that. So she may want to be in a relationship with someone, but she herself is not juicy and connected and feeling the juices flowing of joy with herself. So she's going to not be able to attract that person. And then we wonder why we're not attracting what we want to attract. Consciously, we want that. But what's your vagina really saying? What is she really feeling? So if you're not really feeling open down there, then don't be surprised if you attract a guy who's had sexual trauma, or a guy who's really inhibited, not inhibited, he holds back. He's not really free sexually. So there's no way we can bring into our vortex what we're not. It just doesn't happen. So I would love to know if any of you can relate to that. This is why I make these workshops, and some women might be like, I don't need to pleasure my vagina. My boyfriend does that. My husband does that. And it's cute because my brother, my family's Spanish, and my two brothers, they're like, very alpha male. And my brother was like, what is this thing you're doing with vaginas, Michelle? Like, that's my job to do to my wife. It was really funny because he was kind of like not understanding, why would a woman want to take a Yoni class? That's my job. So this is the part where these roles that men are for you everything, it's like an old paradigm where really for you to enjoy your orgasm and whole body orgasm and all that, know yourself, ladies. Know your vagina deeply, because then you're not depending on your man to give you your orgasm. And that's a lot of work on a man, to actually think that he's the cause of your orgasm. And so when I work with women and I teach them Yoni massage and G-spot massage and whole body orgasm, not much has to happen physically for them to get on fired up, And then the man is like, what are you doing with Michelle? Like, go see her more, They're like, this is awesome. Like, I've had husbands tell me, you've made my job so much easier. Oh, it wasn't really my job to begin with. And women, it just changes the dynamic of the relationship, where you can enjoy your sex much more. And it's not work to get there, to get to the top of the mountain. And anyway, I'm veering here. I get really excited about this. So I would love to know how you all are doing over there after the Yoni healing session. And if anybody has any questions about anything that I went over. Did anybody feel the intimacy, the connection? Do you feel more at peace? It also helps us to feel more grounded and in our bodies, for the people that tend to leave their bodies, or maybe we we're not really here sometimes. We disconnect because of all the things that are going on in the world. So this is a way to come back inside and be deeply intimate with your intimate parts. And you benefit everyone when you do this. And so I'm going to share here. Some people are writing. It's hard for me to say, oh, okay, this is so powerful. I've become so emotional to what you're saying. I have not loved myself or aware how to heal this part of me. This knowledge is so powerful. So Stephanie, this is the work that I do, a lot of the work that I do. And I noticed for me, ever since I relaxed my vagina, and now when I make love, it just, energy just flows through me. My jaw is more relaxed, my shoulders, my whole body. And I feel much more, I know myself. So it's really hard for me to do things that I don't really want to do. If I don't really feel it, I'm not going to do it. And I think a lot of it has to do with me opening up my relationship to my sexual parts, my sexual energy. I've felt such a beautiful, deep, strong emotional release from this Yoni love practice. Thank you for this awareness and healing, Michelle. Grounded and peaceful, yes. yes, it's a part of, and I would love, after the class, if you all do more of it and write a testimonial of why your vagina matters, because I'm writing a book right now called Your Vagina Matters. And if you're interested in contributing, and if you want to do some deeper yoni healing, I would invite you to join my Wow Woman of Abundance class. It's going to start June 23rd. Some of you right now are on the Wow Woman of Abundance class. And so if you want to rejoin, let me know, because I just want us to go deeper. And I'm going to add in more sexual healing into it. And depending on what feedback the ladies give me, what other topics, one of them is the power of our words. We're going to do also Yoni yoga activation, and learning different asanas to help expand their sexual creative energy. And also sensual self-pleasure practices, just incorporating more body love rituals, and really mastering our embodied declarations and pumping ourselves up every morning. And so I felt that this would be a wonderful continuation to just keep strengthening these neurons, these motor patterns, these new ways of being that may be continuing on this journey and strengthening and being accountable. Some women haven't really done, much of there were 33 women that registered, and some of them were, 3 of them texted me this morning, I haven't really done it. Can I do it again? When are you doing the next one? And so I literally came up with the new dates, and this is how it works, is based on demand, right? And so if you're feeling you want to dive deeper, message me, and I'd love to get you registered for that. And ladies, Wow Women of Abundance, let me know also, because I'm doing a special offer for all of you that took it already. It's going to be different in the next one, but we're going to have similar concepts, but then added information. And I'm just really grateful. Let's share testimonials about this class and the benefits. Send it to me, because I want to let people know why your vagina matters, why your yoni matters. And a lot of us are in relationships where we're waiting for someone to fulfill us. We're putting the pressure on the man to be more. And in reality, we're always looking for ourselves. And what I notice is the more I'm confident in my sexuality, the more I'm also confident as an entrepreneur, the more creative I feel, the more insights I get, downloads of information, things just come to me on what to do next. And so I don't spend a lot of time sitting there saying, what should I do now? What's next? I just wake up in the morning and I'm guided. And today, for example, I have a to-do list of, I'm making a questionnaire asking everyone, are you codependent or interdependent? Are you victorious or are you a victim? So this is a list that I'm creating, this little questionnaire that I'm going to ask you all to make yourself more aware of whether you're playing the victim role or the victorious role. Are you in creatorhood or are you in victimhood? And this is something else that people don't realize, that sometimes we're playing the victim and then we wonder why we're not attracting abundance. So the victor, when you're victorious, when you're feeling abundant, more things are coming to you. You get unexpected gifts, unexpected opportunities. People want you. They want what you're doing. They want what you're having. So everything happens so much easier. And I noticed this for myself with my classes, how the attendants, the people that are registering, you become more magnetic and people want it. There's this pull, there's attraction. And so wouldn't it be great if you could tap into more of that and people notice you and they want you and things just come to you much easier? Would you like that? Do you feel like your life is a struggle? Everything's hard and complicated? And so what I feel this work is it makes everything just flow much easier. More clients, more ideas, more creativity, more money flow. And it begins with your sacral chakra and your root. And so you're all going to get the Yoni healing audio, Yoni massage audio, and reach out to me. I'm going to put my cell number if any of you are interested that are not Wild Women of Abundances already, or for the Wild Women of Abundance that would like to renew the series. It starts June 23rd. there's my cell number. Just text me, I am ready. I am ready for more. And I will schedule a phone call this week. And even if you're a wild woman of abundance, I'd love to have a private call with you this week and touch base with where you're at. So somebody wrote here, I will be doing all the testimonials and video today. I focused fully on this Wild Woman of Abundance course and healing today. Way to go, Saba. You are awesome. It helped me feel more connected with my body and connected with my emotions. And remember that when you connect with your emotions, remember your emotions are constantly flowing like water. I feel a little more grounded. I'm crying but making peace with myself and my Yoni. I've been crying this whole class. Beautiful. You're having releases. These are super important, eye-opening questions. Yes, that is a huge shift. I live from a real victim to real victorious, still rising as we all are, and love and light to all. Yeah, we don't realize we're playing the victim role. And so it's sad for me because there's people that I love that I just watch and they're in the victim role. Do you know anyone that there's just so much suffering constantly in their life and you love them? And you're like, I wish I could just tell them they could be victorious and like, let's massage our vaginas and everything will be better, you know? It's actually not that simple, but this is why I'm sticking to this group. And I want to just keep nurturing this group because of the leaps and bounds that women have made in this class. And why not keep doing things that are actually working in our lives rather than just seeking out drugs, let's just say, you know, addiction, pornography, doing things that really aren't uplifting us. And so like I've worked with men who are addicted to things like porn, and you know, I almost wish I could include men in this group because they also want to learn how to love their genitals more, not just looking at something to get off on, you know, to actually know how to feel sexually, sensually alive by yourself. It's so powerful. It's so powerful to tap into this energy. So thank you, everyone. If anybody has questions or if anybody feels a benefit and you want to own your voice, thank you in advance for the questionnaire. Such great guidance for reflection. Yes, many people, especially because I was there and experienced so much. Law of attraction is real, good or bad. Yeah, and it's amazing how we create that, right? It's amazing. So there's my cell. If anybody wants to book a 15-minute free clarity call, if you want to join the Wild Woman of Abundance, you can register today, and it's $197, which is $200 off the $397 price. And for the Wild Women of Abundance who already took it, you get to just renew for $97. So let me know if you want to do that, and that's a special offer to the ladies. Let's keep the love flowing, and I'll send you all a copy of this video, and you can practice, practice, practice. So does anybody want to share any insight, any reflections, anything that came up? Or if you want to just say how you're feeling right now, you can own your voice right now before we get off the call. Everybody good? Yay! Thank you, everyone. Lots of love to you all. Have a beautiful Sunday. Love you, Yoni. Yay! Thank you. This was very powerful and healing. I feel more open to receive. Yes, and I'm so happy you said that. So notice what happens to you today. You might get an unexpected phone call, an unexpected job offer, an unexpected something just, it just works. Yes, be on the lookout for that. Expect it. I'm just letting you know, because the minute you open up down here to the abundance flow, it's amazing what happens. This is like living in that magical energy that we are. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. I love you all. Have a beautiful day. Bye. Beautiful day to everyone. Thank you.